My computer is going slow today. I'm clicking on things and nothing's happening. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right.
Must be Monday. No, it's Thursday because it's the podcast.
Thursday. It's one of those rare Monday podcasts.
Yeah.
Thomas, how are you doing? Happy Thursday to you.
I'm good. Happy Thursday, Friday Eve. It's been a busy Thursday. Went from a very, very mellow to my afternoon ramped up, and we were almost late. Imagine that, but got in the chair just in time.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're right on time. It was perfect. Never late. Never late. No, it's great to have you here. Wonderful. Glad you're healthy and happy, and your bird's doing well. And
the bird's doing real well. Mango the bird. For those that don't know, we've got the Sun Canure. I believe that's how you say it. I'm still learning every time. And he had his first vet visit today. We just wanted to check on his general health because we've had birds, but not a bird like this before. And so he got his nails all done. He got his beak all buffed, and it was traumatizing, I think, more for me than him, because his sad little birds, for those that don't know, birds, they hate their feet being touched. You go to pet a bird's feet and they'll pull their feet away and get away. And so imagine him getting nails clipped and buffed on and whatnot. And he didn't get mad. He wasn't screaming bloody murder. He was crying. He was sad. And it broke my heart watching it take place. I wanted to just go hug the little bird. But they said he did fantastic.
I'm not going to sit on your shoulder anytime soon.
No, he definitely ran from the vet as fast as he could and ran up my arm, and he got on my shoulder, and I didn't know this could happen, but he was panting. He kind of put his head right here, and he was just, I didn't know birds could do that, but that was the stress that he went through.
Open beak?
No, it was closed, even though it's always kind of open when it's closed because their tongue. But no, he was just closed beak and nestled in and gave that little panting noise. So poor little guy. I will say, I know he's stressed because you can always look at him and say, Mango, give me a kiss. And then he'll give you a quick kiss. But he's not having that right now. He's mad. But the health report was great. From where he weighed when we got him, from his records to now and everything. And so the vet was very happy. And the vet was also happy with the activity that we do with him and how interacting we are and things like that. So whenever the vet gives you a good report as a pet owner, then you go home feeling happy with what you're doing.
Yeah, you've done well. That's awesome. That's good news. Glad Mango is doing absolutely fantastic. I don't have a pet to report. Well, I guess I do have a bird report as well. We had the incident with the snake and our doves. We have doves nesting out in the patio on top of one of the pillars, and a snake went up and knocked the bird's nest down, and then ate the babies. And we showed up right as there's a snake with lump in it. So that happened. We're still feeding birds. We're feeding the birds. And it's sad. These mourning doves, they fly up where the nest was, and they just do a little coo, and they're crying too. Coo, coo, coo. It gets worse. Kiki has now eaten one of the doves. And there are feathers all over the yard.
Oh, no.
They're like, what kind of bird has these feathers? I'm like, well, that one used to sit right there. That was it.
Rest in peace, that one.
Yeah.
Man, so Snakes and Kiki are cleaning house at the moment.
Yeah. It's a rough, it's pretty much the African safari RA edition is right here in my yard. It's just everything is happening right here. Snakes, cats, everything. So kids are learning a lot about science and biology. Homeschool's going well, but
homeschool.
That's your bird.
That's wild. We have our back patio this year. We put up one of those fairly large outdoor ceiling fans. And we noticed this year, I don't know how long it'd been there. We looked up, and a dove built a nest on the interior edge of one of the blades of the fan. So when we saw it, obviously we were not turning it on. It hasn't been hot enough to need it. But the natural breeze that comes through that fan will just
It's
so
like a nest on a merry-go-round.
yeah, it's a little tilt-a-whirl for the baby birds. And so I didn't notice this till the other night, but the bird, it's gotten more comfortable and used to seeing us, because my wife and I were having a conversation the other night, and I just looked right up, and Mama Dove is still just sitting right there on the nest, just on the eggs. I went,
Just
oh,
chilling.
yeah. And I asked our daughter, I said, hey, have you stood up on the table and peered into the nest or anything? Because are there any eggs? She's, oh, yeah. Last night, I got curious because Mama bird was gone, or it just flew off when we were out there.
Yeah.
So I got my camera, took a video, lifted up there, and there was 3 little baby birds sitting right there in the nest. So they've hatched
Watch for snakes.
on the ceiling. Yeah.
I feel bad because I think the snake was able to climb up the pillar, which is smooth and round, and like probably 1.5 feet in diameter, because I left my Christmas lights up. So I'm like, I sort of, I'm to blame. So the lights gave it like a ledge so it could give it grip, and got up there. And
What kind of snake was it?
I could show you the picture. Last time I showed it in chat, everyone flipped out. They don't want to see it.
See it again.
I've got a video. I've got a video.
Oh no.
It was like a water snake or a garter snake, not a poisonous one. But it was about, I put it about 2.5 to 3 feet long. So it was good size.
Yeah.
And
it's enough for heebie-jeebies,
well
for
fed.
sure.
Well fed.
So
my birds aren't doing as well as yours.
Yeah, no. What about the other birds you had that were sending out their mating calls that were keeping you up?
That was a success. I think they found a mate, because every time I see a mockingbird now, they're sort of in pairs. The downside, I didn't think this one through. The downside is because he found a mate, they now have babies, and it is like sirens going off in the morning. They're all doing it. It's
They're
just
all
like,
hungry.
and they're making new noises I've never heard before, and they're like copying the garbage truck and everything else. It's just mayhem outside.
Fun.
So.
Fun. You've got a whole lot. You should move. You got a lot going on.
Kiki needs to come around and fix a few more things.
Oh no. They're baby birds.
Oh man. Yeah. I've got to get camera out. There's so much happening at any given time. There's probably like 5 squirrels on our lawn, like at once. You know how you have the ducks. We have that many squirrels, and they're just everywhere, just eating, and it's just sunflower seed shells. It's like you went to a Major League Baseball game, or maybe a minor league baseball game, and it's just sunflower seeds everywhere. Everyone's just spitting them all over. The squirrels, they take a bite, they throw it, and they're just like. So
we were
hopefully we were
really big on the neighborhood bunny rabbits for years. They were like everywhere. I mean, eating our flowers and plants and all sorts of stuff, to where we love them. In fact, we found a couple of dens each year where they had their little baby bunnies in our backyard. They dug out a big hole in the lawn, and then so we'd find it, and we'd have to put a little cover over it so our dogs wouldn't get into it. But the year we had a pool put in, we had to do our fence. We had to get a taller fence so that way we could, have some privacy. We did a concrete footer under that fence as well. Mm-hmm. Haven't seen a bunny in our back or front yard since. They went, well, we can't pass through. You guys are useless. We'll just go on down the way. We had no idea that would change everything.
We occasionally get bunnies, but when we see snakes, we don't see bunnies. I'm not sure if there's a direct correlation. Usually it's one or the other. So if we don't see any bunnies, you watch out for snakes.
That's fair. But
my blurry, I'm super blurry.
It goes on and off, and there's a touch of lag occasionally. But I know you said your computer's giving you issues, so
it's because I've got like 7 things running on this computer.
Of course, you need another toy. Mrs. R8 doesn't watch, right? When I'm promoting you getting another toy.
Yeah, see, I'm shutting things down as we speak. You know how I keep all my tabs open? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Zapping some energy, but
I need that one. Bring that one back.
but we've got a show to cover. I'll jump into something while you're doing that, since we're on
Yeah.
the animal kick here for the moment. And we do animals and we do Guinness World Records on this show often. And this one's a combination of the two. And I think it's pretty neat, actually. And it's a play date between two dogs took place. They're from different states, but they got together for a little photo shoot. And it is the world's tallest dog got to have a play date with the world's shortest dog. So it's
Nothing happened. Just nothing happened. If you're asking, it's
yeah,
you could see the picture, you would know.
Yeah. No drama. But yeah, Reginald, a 7-year-old Great Dane from Idaho, and Pearl, a Chihuahua from Florida. They're certified winners in the Guinness Book of World Records in their categories. They got together, and this article, I don't know why it doesn't show it, but before you click on the article, it shows the picture of them on the couch together. The Great Dane is laying on the couch with its chest and head up, while the Chihuahua is standing on the couch on all fours, overshadowed by the Great Dane laying down by a few feet.
Looks like a racehorse and a chipmunk. That's the that's the comparison.
Yes,
It's just one is massive and the other one like bink.
But yeah, the Guinness actually arranged the meetup for them to hang out and get together and do the photo shoot and meet and all that. But it's really cool. I don't know if anyone has never been around a Great Dane.
I'm curious here. Would that then qualify them for another world record for having the two dogs most different in size in the same place
on the same couch?
Yeah. There's got to be a record that they just broke there.
Yeah.
The Guinness, if Guinness arranged it, they basically have to award
the largest height differential meeting. Yeah, exactly. Can they print two? Yeah. But yeah, for Great Danes, they're so big. They're huge dogs, but they think they're lap dogs. Because I lived in a place where my roommate had one at the time, and I'd get home from work and there was a bit of land around and the dog could run free, and you come home and you just hear what sounds to be a small horse running to you.
Galloping.
Yes. And it's a frightening sound because they're not growling. They're not showing teeth. They're not doing anything. They're just large and heavy, and you think you're about to get steamrolled. And so you kind of flinch, and then they stop and they literally act like a tiny little puppy. And when you watch TV in the house and you're sitting on the couch, they want to back up to you and just kind of sit on your lap and hang out. They literally think they're a tiny little lap dog, but they're huge. It's pretty fun.
They just, their brain doesn't keep up with how big they are.
Yes.
I would share my one and only Great Dane experience, but it was not great.
So, okay.
It was brother-in-law left the dog at home while we went to church at grandma's house, locked in one room, and the dog needed to go out, and we weren't there. And the walls were covered. I don't know. It was so bad. They moved. It was so bad.
They moved.
Yeah, they did what they could to fix it, and then shortly thereafter they moved. And I think that's why. So it was terrible.
Like when someone leaves a crime scene.
Yeah, it was
like we got to.
It was like something happened here, and I don't want to know what. It was so bad.
Oh gosh.
We all show up for dinner. Like dinner's in the crock pot. And sort of like, what's the smell?
No, that's awful.
Yeah. Thanks for the trigger warning here.
Gally May has a big thank you as well.
Sorry, Gally. I didn't tell you. I didn't say it. I didn't even do an emoji.
It wasn't just the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
That's
big dogs though. Wow.
You've got a plethora of off the wall animal things going on in stories at the moment, but there's a good animal story that we actually have on the agenda tonight.
There is. It's always good when there's a feel good factor, and especially after a perceived loss, right? So like it happened to us. Kiki just disappeared for 2 weeks.
Remember that?
We're like,
Chat was even sad over that.
I was worried because a lot of animals do get hit by cars around here, and it's just we've got a lot of roads and a lot of farmland and stuff, so animals run around, and I was worried that we would find the worst had happened, but no, Kiki just shows up to catch a bird, and then it's like, all right, I'm back. Just came for the dove. Thank you. Good news. There's a lady who lost her indoor-outdoor cat. It was sort of a combination. It's thinking about it. Who lost her cat, and it took 3 years. Hey guys, I'm currently at University of Texas graduation, waiting for my niece to walk the stage, which is taking a bit. So I thought I'd listen while I wait. Shh, don't tell anyone. Shout out awesome. U of T, UT. That is awesome. University of Texas.
That's awesome.
What are they? What's their
Longhorns?
Longhorns. So it's that's the whole, we will rock you thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Back to the story. Cat goes missing. And 3 years later, through the power of social media, and somebody saw a posting from an animal shelter of a cat they picked up that they were calling Snack Wrap because they found him with matted fur at McDonald's. And somebody reached out to this lady and said, looks a lot like your cat. And she's like, yeah, it does. And they showed up, they called the place, and they show up, and the place said, we knew based on some veterinary records that she knew, procedures that had taken place. So we knew that, and the reaction of the cat when she showed up, which the cat recognized her immediately, and she's like, yep, I'm home. So cat's not an outdoor cat for a little while. I think they're going to keep it inside, and but it's back home. It's it looks like one of those poodles that you shave. I don't know how to say this nicely.
It looks mangy.
Some cats are pretty, some are not. It is not a pretty cat. It is.
It looks like a cat
that furry head.
It's been lost for 3
paws.
years.
It looks like it got shaved in the middle, and then it never sort of grew back right after that.
Yeah. No, it definitely looks like a cat that lived behind McDonald's for 3 years. In the alley. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I'm glad to hear it, though. It's, so many people, when it comes to their animals and their pets and whatnot, they become obviously an extension of their family. And depending on your age and where you're at in life, nearly everyone has either lost one or had one run away and it didn't come back where they finally found it. I know we've had one of our cats has gotten out a few times, and it's just a heart-wrenching because our cats happen to be indoor, not outdoor cats. And luckily enough, we know now she goes and seeks refuge under our neighbor's shed if she gets out and can't get back in. That's where she just goes and hides.
That's the good.
But she won't come out once we go over there and say, hey, come here. Her name's Cookie, and try to call her out. She just sits in there, whines, terrified to move. And so it's an ordeal just getting her out from under said shed to get her home. But yeah, there's no worse thing than an animal running off and then you don't know. It's awful because they're truly animals are family.
Jamie is at that point right now with sharing a story, hoping they're able to find their. Am I saying this right? Chiweenie?
Chiweenie, but missing March
4th. I'm not familiar with that breed. It sounds like a crossbreed between a Chihuahua and a wiener dog. Is that a thing?
I don't know. Jamie, what area are you in? If you share to
just general,
generalized, yeah. Since you made a Facebook page, maybe someone in chat's not too far, and they can jump in and share it and look and help as well. But
so, yes, I was right on the Chihuahua and wiener dog. That's cool. Katy, Texas.
Oh, not terribly far from me. What was it?
Chiweenie.
Oh, I see that. Okay. Is it, Jamie, is it short-haired or long-haired? Since I don't have your Facebook, so I can't look. I know you've got pictures going over there, but yeah, this is not far from me. That's right. Luna. Don't see it right there. Bam. I live in Katy. So now Stovetop Sue can find that Facebook page.
Got more eyes. More eyes on
That's right. Let's find Luna.
Short and tan. Short and tan hair.
Okay, cool. Look it up. Pretty dog.
And she's got her own webpage. Bring Luna home. Well, good luck, JB. Keep us abreast of that. I'd love to hear the happy ending at the end of that story. I hope there would be one. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed for you.
Love it. Gally May has shared the link, so all hands on deck. Let's see if we can bring Luna home and turn this into a fun story.
Speaking of fun stories,
depends on which one you're going with here, because
kids do the dangest things.
This one, I thought you were going there. Oh my goodness.
One time this year, a package showed up at our house, and I'm like, "What's this?" And I opened it. I'm like, "That's weird. I don't remember ordering this." And it turns out what I had done is I had shopped for something, and I had put it in my shopping cart on the Walmart app. And then, as I normally do, I went to see if it would get here quicker or cheaper through another venue, say like Amazon, and it would. And so I bought the same items through Amazon. I neglected to take them out of my cart. And Mrs. RA, who does the weekly shopping from the Walmart, pulled up the Walmart app and basically hit the add all my usuals to cart button.
Plus the what you left.
And then order. And of course, she was picking up the others, but those things weren't available because they're like bike parts. They're not at my neighborhood Walmart. And so they decided to ship it to us. So we got slime for a tire and some of those Schrader to Presta valve converter things.
Yeah.
Like, why did you buy these? It was my fault. But how many of you, by a show of hands, have ordered something? I'm not going to ask about your, any state of inebriation or anything. Have you ordered something and not remembered you ordered it? Or something showed up and you're just like, huh, was that? I guess
I don't know.
I must have.
Don't remember.
Nope. I have no recollection of this. There's a lady who started getting packages from Amazon on her doorstep. And they were packages of suckers, dum-dum suckers, which are delicious. They're so fun, and the kids love them. Her kids, one child of hers especially, loves them, and had ordered. What was the total?
70,000 suckers.
That's a lot. I did the math in my head, and that's a lot.
That was astonishing to me when I saw the article and went, "Oh my goodness!" I didn't read the cost until just now. I forgot to look that up earlier.
Let's see, 32 boxes, and these are the big boxes. Okay, yes. So what's the number?
They're cases.
Yeah, so I've got to do the math. I think it's pretty easy if we do it backwards. It's going to be, what is 70,000 divided by 32?
2,100 and change.
Yeah, so 2,200 roughly suckers per box. Okay, it's a big box. Amazon delivery, ding dong, you got package. She didn't know why they were getting them until her son confessed that while he was playing with her phone, he took care of Halloween for the next 10 years. And it's all done. Amazon originally agreed to only take back like a handful of the boxes, like 8 of them.
Bug Dugger, better deal in bulk. I don't know. Is $4,200 in suckers a good deal?
It's a small car. It's a small car. Would you like a used car, or would you like some dum-dums? Kid went with the dum-dums. Turns out once this hit the news that Amazon changed their offer and said, we'll actually let you return all of them. It's not a problem. But meanwhile, when she thought she could only get 8 of them returned, she went to friends who were like, you wouldn't by any means have a need for, say, like 2,200 suckers, would you? Because I've got boxes and boxes of them available.
And a bunch of people offered to buy some, which is awesome.
But now she shipped them back, and she's like, well, I'm going to talk to the people who wanted to buy them, because I guess now that I know how to get them, I might as well go into the sucker business. Guess who's grounded from the phone?
Yeah.
Her kid.
Big time. Can you imagine? Luckily, that never happened with our daughter. She might have borrowed a phone, used something, ordered it, but nothing like that. It was Like, oh, I ordered, I don't know, an extra shampoo I wanted to try from such and such, and it was kind of a pricey shampoo though. Like, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. Or I do remember we got a grocery order once. Took the phone, hopped on a DoorDash, and instead of ordering like a sandwich, went to the grocery store and loaded up a shopping cart and got groceries. All good ingredients and groceries, by the way. But it was like nearly everything that I was at the store the day before buying and filled our fridge and in our pantry with. So I'm like, wait, I bought all of this type of stuff 2 days ago. We have nowhere to put any of it. It's gonna rot. It's gonna go bad. You can't just order groceries because you're hungry. So we had to change that up real quick. And I think Scott is frozen. Yep. Is Scott frozen for? Oh, he's back.
I don't know what I'm doing to freeze.
It's like freeze frame. The song.
I've got Discord open. Let me shut that down. See if that helps. Is that any better?
You're live now. A little grainy, but you're moving and I can hear you.
Could it be? I think I'm gonna do a little. Is it wrong? We just got new Airbnb guests.
Maybe they have as much equipment as you do set up in the Airbnb.
Maybe they're like, "Hey, free internet. Let's download all of it." Let me just do a quick check and see what they're up. Well, not what they're up. I'm not spying on them. I'm just looking at. Never mind. I'm just stop talking.
Yes. Share with chat what they're looking at because you just told everyone you can see that.
I just manage my network. That's all.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Okay. Would that be the same way I manage our network and I can see everything our daughter is doing on it?
But they do have an Android. That's interesting.
Oh, that's what it is.
Should I pause their device?
If you yes, but you then have to text them and say, "Hey, I'm doing a show. I'll unpause you when I'm done." And they'll be freaked out, pack and leave is what would happen.
We're already sort of in the either got sent to spam or something. So they showed up and thought that the rental unit was our house and started like coming in the front door. And we're like, "Hey, we live here. It's the other unit." And so they're like, "Okay." And then they went out there and they're like, "Our code doesn't work," and everything's so it's like problem after problem. Well, they showed up early and the code works at 4:00. And at 3:58, they're trying to enter it in and they're like, "The code's not working." I'm like, well, it's not yours yet. It's somebody else's for 2 more minutes. 100%. So I had to open it for them. So now they know I can click a button on my phone and unlock the door. I guess everyone knows that. I can open it anytime. But anyway, so I pretty much can't mess with their internet or else they're going to give us a bad review after all this. It's like nothing but trouble.
How long are they there for?
Just a few days. So they're here for graduation.
Oh, you talked about these folks. They booked a long time ago, right? Ahead of time, quite early.
We had a couple week break and they booked this, and then we had a guy come in. He's like, "I want it for this big period." And I'm like, "Well, I've got my kids coming. My son and daughter-in-law are coming. We're going to put them out there for a week." Yeah. I mean, why? I mean, they sort of need their own place. And he's like, "I want this whole 90, 120 day period." And I'm like, "Okay, you can have it, but except for that week." And that's the week I'm going to be actually in Utah and Idaho at Bear Lake doing my family vacation. So it's all a mess. But good times though.
Did you give your son and daughter-in-law a discount on the Airbnb, right?
Oh, we cover it.
Oh, I figured, but I thought you'd be like, "Yeah, no, we didn't. Full price."
We bumped the price up so they wouldn't think they could just move in. But we did let them know that there is somebody right after them and they have 1 day to get out, and then the cleaner comes in and somebody else has already booked it, so they can't stay. We made that clear up front. So
that's fair. That's speaking off topic, but what's Airbnbs? What's happening on Thread?
You've lost me watching your stream during the trial. It's maddening.
Oh.
This is a crazy one. It was maddening today.
I actually got to watch a little bit today. I didn't get to watch all the juicy stuff. I will say Alan Jackson, he's one of my favorite people to watch, but I haven't got to see 1 minute of him this trial every time I tune in, and he's not there. But I'm still an admin on the RA Facebook page and whatnot, so I see a lot of the comments that come through approval, and then I read when they're approved. I get to see the comments on those, and I go back and forth. So I'm kind of getting filled in secondhand through all this stuff, and I see just the craziness that's going on based off the chatter. So I'm glad I'm not watching it, to be honest, because I've had a little decrease of stress in my life since the first trial was on and other things were happening. So now I'm kind of staying away on purpose because I don't want my blood pressure to
Life is better right now.
Yeah.
It says the glitching from my internet. That's weird. It's weird. When I go back and watch the live stream, it's not glitching for me. And there are people that say it doesn't glitch for them, but Red's consistently said it only glitches on my channel, which is just
maybe it's Red.
Yeah, but it's only when Red watches me. So you could watch like EDB or Brandy or something else and be fine. Interesting. I'll do some digging, Red. We'll see what we can find. Did you get to watch the day the weatherman was on the witness stand? Did you see that?
So didn't that happen in the first trial as well? If it
a lot of testimony about snow, but this is like a full-on weather forecaster brought in expert witness just for this.
I didn't get to see that. I saw in the first trial, if it wasn't the first trial, another trial brought someone else in as well. And of course my ears perked and got all excited, and Chat was having a fun time asking me about it, but no, I haven't seen it on this one. I think that's a funny witness to bring in. Even though I know there's snow melt, but
he's made a career. He's made a business. He owns the website snowandIce.com. Okay. And he dropped that name like immediately, and his website crashed because so many people were trying to go to it.
Of course.
He's made a career out of texting cities the weather, and they pay him for it.
What?
He sends alerts to cities about what the weather's going to be, and they pay him for it.
Do they know they can do that for free and a million other resources?
This is a great business. But he's like, hey, we'll tell you precise weather exact. And his like goal is that we want to be the only source for weather. So I'm not sure what he's doing to like eliminate competition, but
it's impossible. And people are taking the bait.
It's there. He's got all over Massachusetts. Places are signing up. Pays $50 a month for an embeddable high-resolution radar loop that plays on his website. You have to check it out, snowandIce.com. I thought you'd get a kick out of it, but fun little business model. And
there's more corruption in that state than I thought. That's insane. That somehow he's got the monopoly on that. They could do it for free from that wild.
It would be like
he's got a great marketing
paper boy and charging someone for the delivery of their paper. It's something they're already getting, and you're just handing it to them. And it's like if I came to your house and I picked up the paper from your porch, knocked on your door, and like, here's your paper, that'll be 25 cents. That's what he's doing. He's that middleman with the weather. Of course, he's smart. He's got another guy that works with him, and he's automated this whole system. But don't say there aren't jobs out there. If you're looking for work, you can find jobs.
I want to meet his customers.
Canton.
Because I've got some snow to sell this winter. If that's
yes. Some text messages about snow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway, it was cold. It snowed. The ground was hard. All the snow came down in the morning after John was taken off the yard, except for about 1.5 inches to 3 inches. And that's it. Plus,
so
it was
his
the
testimony
biggest storm in history.
Was his testimony, was it, obviously the state calls him in, was the jury like, oh, okay, that's something to really ponder? Or was it kind of like, okay, why?
The interesting part was the breakdown of the snow hour by hour, because he does both future forecasting and historical data, which he told us his sites. He's like, well, I go to this website and this airport and this airport. And it's just, Like, I didn't say much about it in chat at the time, but like this business model, he's got all his free sources. He repackages the info and he sells it to government. What a great gig.
Did I hear you correctly or did I mishear you? Did you refer to them as he's got all his free sources? Is that what you said? Free sources. Okay.
Free sources.
Good. Okay, yeah. I was like, that's exactly what that is. That everyone else could go to.
Yes.
And future casting. Awesome. It's not always accurate.
Yeah.
But the history casting you can look at, and that's just data that was collected that anyone could look at. That's mind-boggling. Was he asked how much he's getting paid by defense up there?
No. Oh, no, they didn't.
That would've
But
been
he
great.
also, part of his business model, if you look at the bottom, go to the about page on snowandIce.com, and down at the bottom, it wants to be like we want to be the only and the low cost leader. So he's cheap. And I think he's cheap because he knows that his product is free elsewhere. And it's hard to compete with free, but he's managed to do it. The trick is to just sell to government.
Precision Weather Forecasting Inc. Better outcome from better forecasts. This is phenomenal. View sample reports. Ooh, live Doppler radar. Wow. This is like, okay. I can't believe
it's $50 a month to get that live Doppler radar with his little logo in the bottom right-hand corner.
No, people. Oh my goodness. This is insane. Okay. I can't believe I'm just now hearing about this in this witness. This is phenomenal.
Texas needs your help. You could do this. You could do this for Texas, Thomas. Help a city out.
No, I couldn't. I have morals and a conscience. This is awful. This is so bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, come on.
They're selling the weather report, the data anybody can access from the Logan Airport, from Boston, and from, I don't know, some weather tower that was built in 1885 or something. It was good times. Anyway, so you missed that, but I wouldn't go back and watch. It's not worth watching on replay, but we've pretty much given you the highlights. It was cold. Ground was frozen. Very snowy. Biggest storm in Canton history. 27 inches over a 24-hour period. 48-hour period. So
snowandIce.com. What a witness. State really did a home run there. I really hope there's a couple weather people on the jury and we're going, oh my gosh. That's wild.
I'm going to toss it to you for a minute because I think I'm still lagging and I've got to fix it.
Okay.
Am I freezing?
So it keeps it, you freeze for a second, and then you come back, and then you freeze for a second, you come back, and then little pixelated, and then it gets clear. So your processor's definitely trying to rob data from something else before it's pushing out to StreamYard. Or Red, just blunt, can say it's horribly laggy. She just calls it what they're saying. But Crazy Cat Queen, okay, I could see that they're paying for convenience. Although, if, for example, anyone in the world that knows a tiny bit about weather found out a family member was paying for that convenience, there actually are many free options that convenience is delivered to. Also, there's so many apps now and there's so much, but the hard part is with YouTube and social media and everything becoming such a thing over the past half decade and weather people taking advantage of that. Now you get a lot of overhyped forecasting, especially with severe weather events. So it's kind of making it hard for people who know a little bit about weather to actually trust and look into, as well as people that don't know any weather and they see the hype and they're taking the bait of the people that do clickbaity stuff and things like that. And it puts fear into people. And so they get the clicks and they get the views and the watches because they really want to see what's going on, even though it might not be. So that's that's the pros and the cons. The pros is now you have someone like Ryan Holleyall that does amazing work and is even expanding and helping with volunteer funds and manpower. But then you get some of the lower end guys that aren't quite as good as what they're doing, that are just doing it to really gain views and financial gains, that overhype it and spread fear out there when it might not be necessary instead of information. But um, I don't know how we got there. I could do a podcast on that all alone forever with weather, but, but
I saw a story you put on the rundown that that should be a little bit better, by the way. I shut down a lot of the stuff that was eating up memory. You put a story out, and it actually sparked a memory I had about when I was a young boy and went on vacation with my family. And we went to visit my mom's home country, which is Norway. And we went there, and when we arrived, local girl returns with 10 kids. We were the cover story of the newspaper. And the question I remember being jet lagged, and the reporter asking us after they lined us all up and took a picture for the cover, for the front page, was, "What do you guys eat?" And one of my siblings was probably misheard, or they translated wrong, and the newspaper printed that we eat banana sandwiches.
and, that's all they eat, right?
Everywhere we went, we got served banana sandwiches, and they're not bad. I mean, it's bread, butter, banana. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot to it. No peanut butter, nothing else. But I've had enough in my life.
When you have to describe a food as they're not bad, that's all you need to go with. That's it.
Bread is good, butter is good, bananas are good. I wouldn't eat all three of them together again if you could, even if you paid me. They're not good together. But this story you posted actually is out of Norway, and is a banana story out of Norway as well. Which I guess possibly I may have had this, happened around with the time that I was there. I may have been more interested in the banana sandwiches, hypothetically, because they found 132 kilos of cocaine in the bananas
in Norway.
Norway bananas.
That's why everyone eats banana sandwiches in Norway, because it's all
they love it.
With cocaine.
All the rage.
Fantastic.
Little did I know. No,
give me another.
Yeah. I wish I could paint for you in my head. Maybe I could have Grok do it. Let's see. Let's see if I'm gonna have Grok try to create for you something that I can vividly see from my memory.
So that's the one AI agent I have not yet used, but I've been hearing a lot about it.
It is better than any of those I've found. It is so good. Okay, here we go. Create a picture of a silver platter heaped with banana sandwiches
and cocaine.
I pushed send before you did that.
Dang it. I was hoping to get your phone traced.
All right. It's building the images right now. Oh, these are so close.
I'm excited. I haven't, never used to Grok.
Okay. Let me share this. I have to download it first. 1 second. Save photo.
And we've got demo scene 2 open.
All right. Now share the photo with my laptop that is struggling. Load that to the mixer.
Just when everything got nice and clean, now you're going to start. Now you're going to download things.
Why not push it to the max, right? That is terrible. These are just sandwiches. I don't know who thinks this is banana, but this is a Grok created image. Banana sandwiches just have bananas in them. Imagine this like 2 times taller. We're talking leaning tower of banana sandwiches, pyramid shape. My mom's best friend, when we went over to visit her, and my mom hadn't seen her in ages, she had read the article. She was so excited, and she like stayed up all night making this huge tower of banana sandwiches, which she doesn't like. And she just expected all of us to eat them. And my mom's like, "You eat them. You know, you be respectful. You eat all these sandwiches." We're like, "I've already had 6."
awful.
Oh my goodness, it's terrible.
Much, very much, not mush. Sorry, typing on the wrong screen.
Mush applies as well. You know, some
It's
bananas
mush.
are. Mhm.
Do they toast the bread or no?
No, it's just straight out of the bag.
So it's soft bread with soft
bread,
butter and
butter,
soft banana.
and soft. It's just
Oh my gosh! No wonder they put cocaine in them. That's terrible. So, for one, I hate bananas, but I also have texture issues within food. There needs to be a little mix up here and there. There needs, like, the only way I could maybe stomach one of those, if that was say my jail food, was there would have to be like crunchy peanut butter in the mix. It's the only way.
okay. I've got a better picture for you. Just one second.
There's no such thing as a better picture of a banana sandwich.
But it's more true to the situation.
Okay, then I might like this one.
Here we go. That's what they look like.
Okay.
Although these are the uncrustable versions, so they've cut off the crust. We had to eat the crusts, but imagine the bottom tier has, I don't know, 8x8 sandwiches. It was a big platter, and the top tier is 7x7. 7 sandwiches tall by 7 sandwiches. The great pyramid. So it's just of those. On the top, there's one lonely sandwich, and you start with eating that one. You have to eat your way to the bottom. That was what I remember from going on vacation for 10 weeks to Norway. 10 weeks.
Wow,
Did you hear that?
what
10 weeks of banana sandwiches.
have you had one since? I bet no.
No.
No way.
Oh,
There's
man.
no way. Jamie said so good with mayo, soft bread banana, Southern thing. I live in the South. Never heard of it, other than the Norwegian story when Scott shared it before. But never heard of it. Never had one. Definitely never will. I'm not saying you're wrong, but maybe it's more South than my South. That's just a crust is the only way I can maybe stomach it. Give me a little bit of texture within the meal. My goodness.
No, it was
Banana
just that.
sandwich with
No,
peanut
they
butter.
actually give us a soda called Solo. I think
Is
it's
it
just
banana flavored?
Solo. No, it's like a different fruit mix. I'm trying to think what would be the closest thing. Jones soda.
Yeah.
Okay, they have like these weird flavors. It's like that. You never sort of know what it is, and you're like, oh, I wonder what that is. You sort of. I like the pink ones, or you just it's a little glass bottle. We'd buy them by the crate, and then you'd return the glass jar and get like 15. I don't know, 2 crew in the back or something. I don't know what it was. I never figured out the money system over there. There was a little store just up the road from where my grandparents lived. And I don't know what else they sold, but they sold chocolate. And it was these big yellow bars that are called melkechokolade, which means milk chocolate in Norwegian.
They were yellow?
Yellow, and had pictures of cows, like a farm on it. It's never changed in all the years they've had packaging. But we'd go up there and we'd like open our wallet and we'd point at something. We just hand them the wallet and they'd just take money out, and then they'd give us some. I think they're honest. I think they were honest.
You sound like the snowandIce.com weather guy. That's what they were doing. That's what it sounds like.
They expanded their shop while they were there. It looks like they're a thriving business.
Yeah, of
My
course.
sister spent over $100 on chocolate while we were there. Just chocolate. I have no idea how much I spent because I don't know how much money I got from my parents. But she had saved up for it, and she pretty much blew all that. But it was so good. It's not like Hershey's. You can't get chocolate like that here. The chocolate they have over in Europe is so much better. Anyway,
So speaking of banana sandwiches,
Mhm.
this is exactly what I would do. And I know why she probably did it. This woman was probably forced fed in her 20s banana sandwiches because police found a missing woman 60 years after she disappeared, and she wants to stay missing.
She's like, no, I'm good. Thanks.
She probably lived somewhere where they made her eat banana sandwiches all the time, if that's my guess.
I was impressed by this story. How many years was she gone?
60. Audrey Jean in Wisconsin.
So she disappears when she's 20.
Mm-hmm.
Like the babysitter or something says, who has a babysitter at age 20? I'm a little confused to that. But the babysitter says, "You read that part?" It did say babysitter. She just walked around the corner and just didn't come back.
Away from the bus stop.
Yeah.
Never returned. She went missing in July of 1962 in a bulletin from the Wisconsin Department of Justice. Family babysitter claimed the two hitchhiked to Madison, Wisconsin, which is 55 miles away, and then took a Greyhound bus to Indianapolis, and then she walked away from the bus stop, never found. This is till now. County Sheriff's Office announced last week that it resolved the long cold missing persons case, saying alive and well, currently resides out of state. It's weird that they don't really disclose a whole lot, but further investigation revealed that disappearance was by her own choice and not the result of criminal activity or any foul play. And
there later on, it does say she might have been leaving a bad marriage. There's some factors at play there that might have been justification for it. But I'm impressed because from all the movies we've watched, Jason Bourne, you name it, hiding anywhere in the world is tough. It catches up to you. You leave a trail. She just didn't use her social security number. And how do you do that?
I don't know.
How do you just?
We should get her on the show.
But she wants to stay hidden. They're not saying where she's at. They don't even say what state she's in.
Yeah, just out of state. But they give her name, so I'm sure that's Amber. Probably already found her.
Amber's on the phone with her right now. Oh, I got a text. Looks like next week. Next week she'll be filling in for you.
Buffer mod chat. She's texting me right now. I wouldn't be surprised. But it says what happens now. It said she had 2 young children at the time of her disappearance. And let's see. Harrison told that it's still important to her now in her 80s that she's not to be found. But he said she still has family members living in that area and has contact information in case wants to get in touch with any of the family. Ultimately, she kind of holds the cards for any of that. So she's just still a ghost.
You would have had to have just never gotten a driver's license, never gotten a credit card. Because a private investigator could dig up activity on your social security number.
Mm-hmm. What did she do for work? How did she apply for a job and pay taxes? And
it sounds like there's Amber.
No, Josh, that was good.
Okay.
That was a good one, Josh.
Over mod chat, just kidding. Yeah, that's impressive. That's Jason Bourne level.
It is
just going underground. Speaking of impressive, we play a game sometimes.
Yes, I love the
game. This is the best. Do you want to run with this one? This is the best story on the rundown by far.
No, it happens on your channel. I'll give a little prelude to it, but for those that watch Scott on the daily, put your hand up in chat when we all say something about didn't have that on my bingo card, or they say something goofy during the trial and you go, Walmart, bingo, something like that. I mean, it's a thing. It happens. So I saw this today and went, oh my gosh, this is real. This is a real thing. How cool.
Apparently we're not alone. I thought it only happened on this side of the trial. But Bozeman, Montana, shout out Big Sky, Montana. Big Sky, there we go. Bozeman, Montana. Police department held a press conference to share that 13 of its officers, including 2 sergeants, have been involved in a bingo game. You're like, okay, that's cool. Department bingo night. No.
What's the harm in that? Tom shows up late for duty. Big deal. Bingo.
With different kinds of arrests on the card.
Oh, that's a little different.
So one square would be DUI, where the suspect blows a .30 or higher. Another square would be put out a fire before the fire department arrives. Dog bites.
3+ vehicle accident.
Can you imagine what's on? And there's butt naked is one of them. Butt naked. You call where somebody is just not even 3 sheets to the wind, just full on to the wind. No sheets involved.
Happens often, by the way, from my chats.
That's probably the freebie, honestly, when it comes to voice. Bozeman, Montana. So the problem is there's this perception that officers might be inclined to
enhance a charge maybe because it would get a bingo square checked off.
Seek out or encourage a particular behavior to make it qualify for bingo.
Yeah.
They were told they can't finish the bingo game. They're not allowed to play the bingo game anymore. So unofficially, Sergeant Smith is still in the lead. He's got no. No, they're done. They wanted the public to know they're not doing that anymore, and they now realize how wrong it was, and we are so sorry. And please forgive us. By the way, I got blackout, so just for the record,
I think that's so okay. I understand where it's inappropriate, but as an outsider and not involved or a part of it, I think it's kind of funny, and it makes you wonder what other kind of inside things like that are on several other departments and areas around the country, around the world. It's got to happen. The job is demanding and hard, and when you're trying to find things to kind of mix it up, I'm sure they don't realize in the beginning that this is inappropriate and what effects it could actually have. But it's creative. I'll say
I
that.
want to see their bingo card. I want to see what they had. Can
And
somebody FOIA request this? It's got to be. I'm sure they copied it on the department copy machine. At some point, tax dollars were used. It's got to be available.
Unless they used to make your own free bingo card like the mods do for your channel, and they've got their own group chat. But like Catherine EDD said, wonder what the prizes were going to be. What was the bet? Who got bingo first? Was it, round of beers, or was it lunch or dinner or
probably promotion? Extra days of vacation.
Oh, that's too funny. That makes me laugh.
Bozeman, Montana. Bozeman. Let's see. It would probably be I'm thinking like a guided deer hunt on some nice property, something like that. Maybe a firearm be a good prize. I'm sure there was some money in those. This is not just for the kicks and giggles, right? If there's
got to be something.
You're going all in. Everyone chips in a couple $100. The kitty's up to a few thousand. That's a good prize on the line.
Yeah. But you know how the public even know they're doing it? Another police officer ratted them out. Who knows how that happened? There were supervisors involved. Maybe information got leaked, and sometimes when internal,
it's the new guy,
the new boot.
Yeah. He called bingo. He got challenged on one of his DUI cars, and he quit and he ran to the press. That's my guess.
There was no body cam footage for one of his checked boxes, and so when they dug in, the lieutenant's like, "Why are you looking for this? What, for a jaywalking video? What's going on here?" And then he claims he won bingo, but we don't trust him.
Apparently, you can't do that. So, officers and departments around the country are updating their policies now to exclude this procedure.
Bingo's going right out the window. Jamie says, you two are yin and yang. Y'all need to do more podcasts than once a week. If we could, we would.
I would, but this is all Thomas has time to plan for me, and I've put nothing into this one.
We love it. We definitely have a good time hanging out, chit-chatting, and then being involved with y'all in chat, and you guys commenting as well, and your input and your own jokes and comments. It's so much fun. We truly look forward to Thursday nights all the time. My entire life schedule has changed since January 1st of this year, except for Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. That is the one constant that has not changed because we have so much fun. And it's all because of you guys being here, watching and hanging out, chatting with us. We truly enjoy it.
It's a blast. We love it. It is great. I think we hit all the big stories except for the robot one, which when robots attack, we've seen this, right? Who was it that first wrote the Asimov, right? Wrote iRobot, and it became a movie.
Yeah, Will Smith was in it with Sonny.
It was
Sonny
a book before it was the movie. Yeah,
right.
I read the book because I was homeschooled and we didn't have TV. But so in that book or in that movie, it's portrayed, and it's all everything's 3 laws safe. The robots can't do any harm or whatever. Baloney. They are coming to get us, and it's just a matter of time. It's the movie, which is the one where the robot is like reading lips through the bay doors. It's like, I'm sorry, Jim, I can't do that. You know, and that's the robots know what's best for us. Edgar Allan Poe. Nice, Adam. There's a story. I forget where this one's out of. Was this
China?
Go figure. They're working on a humanoid robot. And first of all, whoever came up with humanoid robots, it's a terrible idea.
Terrible.
If you make them in our shape, they will just control us, and that's what they're doing. This robot is sitting there, and he's like programming or whatever, and the robot just flips out and just starts attacking him, just like full on karate chop, and like lurches at him. It's restrained because it's hanging from a crane, because it's in testing mode, and the other guy's trying to grab the thing and pull it back. They're making them killbot. They're making killbots is what they are doing.
Which there's no, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people in chat could go on for days, but there's why create something that can turn around and kill you after you create it.
And wants to.
And
then can make more of itself without your help.
Yes.
Science fiction, it's becoming real. And
it's insane. And so they have video of it. If anyone's interested, this one, so I search, I don't know how many different sites just all over the country. It doesn't matter what affiliation they have or anything. I'm just looking for something different and new. But this one was on the New York Post, and it's called Violent Humanoid Robot Snaps. They have images, and I think there's even a video linked. We obviously can't share that here for copyright purposes, but if you're curious and want to see it and what goes on there, they've got it there. And I think it also directs you to X as well that has the videos, but pretty wild, frightening to be honest, because this is the one occasion that's been documented and published. How many more of these have actually happened that they don't want leaked and are not out there? Or what if it took place when there's no shift on crew that night and they were just going crazy in their little empty scientific room? Scary. Yikes. No thanks.
And the government labs don't have cameras in them.
so
these are the civilians that are playing with it. Wait till you see what the ones the government do. These are the volunteers. You know what? You know why volunteers are so hard to understand?
Why?
Because they don't make any sense.
you got me with that.
Oh boy!
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Oh, I will say,
if I started the music appropriately, but go ahead.
Before we jump off real fast, when we're talking robots and whatnot, I told you I was on my Arizona trip 2 weeks ago. First time I had experienced it in person. I'm trying to remember the name. Waymo 1. They're the driverless taxis.
Oh yeah,
we've covered stories where, remember, at like nighttime they all got like stuck in a parking lot and real crazy and honking and screaming. It was the first time I was at the airport and walking out, and it said like driverless taxi ride sharing here, like everyone else over there. And I'm thinking, what? And sure enough, like, here comes this vehicle pulling up to the spot with no one in the car, and we're looking at it going, oh my gosh, this is the first time in person I get to see it. And they were everywhere in Scottsdale, just people sitting in these cars with no driver, just driving them around. It was wild to see in person.
So I'm curious about a couple things. First of all, how do you pay? It's got to be on your phone, right?
I believe so, because it's let's see. I was trying to look at the name. So it offers full autonomous. Sorry, that's much better. Paid ride hauling service called Waymo 1 in Phoenix and metro areas, covering 315 square miles. Riders can download the Waymo 1 app, choose destination, and the car will arrive and transport them to their destination. The service operates 24/7 and uses electric Jaguar I-Pace vehicles. So I'm assuming you pay through the app, just like an Uber and all that stuff. Do you have to tip?
Yeah, that's the question. Is there a slot for a tip? It's like, you did a really good job. You know? Not sure who gets this, but somebody deserves an extra buck here for this ride. They take cash. Cash.
Oh, well done.
That's worth starting the music on. Wow. Robots are going to get us.
Can you see my light flickering?
Oh.
Flickering? No.
I was gonna say pancakes, but I meant the bananas in Norway are laced with cocaine. And some people get lost and just don't want to be found. So that's what I learned today. So,
And volunteers don't make any sense.
they don't make any sense at all.
And you know how to tell when it's a dad joke, right?
Becomes apparent.
Nailed it.
That's awesome.
Happy Friday Eve, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here with us on the Not Relevant podcast. It's so much fun.
It is. We have to say next week, we've got a different show. I think, Thomas, you're gonna be gone. And I've been talking to Mrs. R.A. I might do another recipe. I might make salsa with y'all. Like fresh garden salsa, which means I need to go to the store, which probably has to be live streamed as well. I'm just putting it out there. So we might have that. Cross your fingers. Need to find good Roma tomatoes. I need to find a couple different types of peppers, garlic, onion, lime, salt,
Cilantro,
You need the cilantro. I need to find all that stuff. So
a little bit of cumin. If I can't join the show to be live, I'm going to find a way to make sure I have internet so I can watch that, because I love making a salsa. But I'm going to try to find a way to hop on the show. But if I can't, then we'll see what happens. But we're going to be out of town.
I could send you the Starlink.
Let's do it.
All right. Cool.
All right. Before we miss the post.
Yep. You guys, thank you very much. Thomas, thanks for putting this one together. This has been a fun one. You found some great stories. I appreciate all you guys being here. We'll be live again tomorrow with the Karen Reed's trial. I think we're like day 12 or 13 now. I think it's 13. That's unlucky. At least it's not Friday. Well, it will be Friday the 13th. Well, sort of. Friday and the 13th day of trial. So we'll see what happens. Could all go off the rails tomorrow. Thomas, have a great one. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You too, Scott. Thanks.
See you.
Bye, everyone.
I was supposed to get this button ready, and I didn't.